All right.
You have some opening statement, then we ask questions.
Just huge matchup with Pitt and the Yum Center. We're very excited to be back there. The first two games there this year were amazing. So just looking forward to a great match. And Pitt's leading the ACC. They are as good as they usually are. So it should be very entertaining as well.
And he took to Twitter or X or whatever it's called to promote this match and aim for a huge crowd. Is there an agenda there or?
Yeah, after we had 13,000 fans, almost 13,000 at our Kentucky game on a Wednesday night, she's like, we should be able to beat that on a Friday night for an ACC matchup. And the biggest crowd this year was obviously the one at Nebraska in the football stadium, but the biggest crowd indoor was a Marquette, Wisconsin game, and it had a little over 17,000 fans. So it'd be incredible to get close to that or past that. And volleyball continues to grow, and I think we can put ourselves on the map this year with three huge crowds because the Kentucky game and the Stanford game, both had over 10,000. So it'd be really cool to break our own record again.
How do you account for the surge in interest in your sport?
I think a lot has to do with TV, and I do think that media outlets are promoting it a lot more than they were in the past. It's the most popular high school girl sport, so there's a lot of kids playing the sport, and I think fans are starting to realize how fun it is, and it's a great match to see live. Or a great sport to watch live, maybe one of the best sports to watch live versus TV.
Danny, what have you learned about your team in the last couple of weeks, coming back from one loss to getting to conference play and then losing in
Yeah.
conference play and bouncing back this weekend?
We're still a work in progress. I don't think that is a bad thing. We have a lot of new players and players that haven't had a lot of game experience. So just letting them develop and trying to figure out the best lineup with where the pieces fit. Um, I think this team, it's just a little different. They need a little more confidence than some of the past teams, and that makes sense because they're a lot younger. But it was great. We had a great weekend. NC State played incredibly well when we lost to them a couple weeks ago, and I was very happy with the way that we bounced back this weekend.
You mentioned the challenge that Pitt brings to the table. I think they're leading the country right now in blocks per set. Just what's it going to be like planning for a team that's so sound in that category and really beyond?
Planning for them it's always a challenge because this is probably one of their most balanced years offensively. So they're not only are they better defensively, but I think they're better offensively as well. And they just play really, really hard. So you can't really prep for that. It's just more of a mindset that we have to be able to match their hard work and their confidence.
What's that say about your program that you can be to the point where you can look at someone who's having 17,000 and saying we can beat that, and you're to that point.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We've talked about it a lot the last couple of years, just where we've come from in 7 years from, not even selling out L&N Arena to now that being sold out every night to being able to get huge crowds at the Yum Center. So pretty amazing, and just says a lot about the growth of our program, but also the fans. And I know the fans here, they love to ride the wave. And I know our team was pretty jealous of the football game on Saturday night. Even Sunday morning, they woke up and they're like, I can't believe we missed that. So it'd be great to give them a great crowd on Friday.
Danny, you talked a month or so ago about the right number playing downtown, and that after you've played a couple games and then come back to the arena, is it hard to give up that home court advantage? Is it hard to give that up
For
at
sure.
L&N?
I think it's hard to give it up, and we might be playing our three toughest opponents down there this year. So that was also a challenge because the L&N is very comfortable, but we've done a great job as an athletic department of just making the Yum Center feel like a big time show for volleyball. And I know Kentucky's coach and Stanford's coach were just like, wow, this is big time. And they were super impressed. So when it's done in a great way, it feels like, well, maybe we could play down here a little bit more. But again, just from an actual playing standpoint, it is hard to leave LNN because I think we are giving up some home court advantage there.
What was the reaction from some of your players, maybe who hadn't experienced it before, after the Kentucky and the Stanford match? What did you hear from them about how they liked the atmosphere and maybe the difference of it?
Yeah, the players, they just love the energy. They love the theatrics and the fire and the board. I think it fires them up, and again, it makes it feel big time and not like we're just a Olympic sport that is here because of Title IX. It makes it feel like this matters and it's important to a lot of people, and they're really excited, and I know they're very excited for Friday.
You mentioned trying to get some pieces to fit. Have you been changing roles or positions?
We haven't really been changing positions necessarily, just like mixing up where we start and different servers and being able to use our subs. We have a really good bench this year, and like when to use them appropriately and how to use them, I think takes some time to figure out.
Can you elaborate a little on that? Like,
Yeah,
example of-
Reese Robbins is the freshman opposite who is big block. She kills almost every time she gets set. So how can we get her in the match? She's not quite there to just flat out beat Aiko out. So how can we use her with our DS and back row players? Camden Tran played for Aiko in the back row. Now we're having Aiko play back row, so we can use Camden in other ways. So those are just things that take a while to gel.
You saw what happened at Nebraska. Any discussion with Josh about playing at L&N Stadium?
We haven't really talked about playing at the football stadium. It's more, let's sell out the Yum Center first, and then maybe we can think about moving some games and doing some fun things.
Anything else?
Love it. That's how we all should be.